Are you thinking about documenting your next through hike, weekend backpacking trip, or any adventure? Are you trying to decide on what the best camera is for video and photo? Well, in this video, I might have some options for you. If you checked out my video from a couple weeks ago, I gave 4 pieces of advice for future PCT hikers. Well, there was one piece of advice in particular that really goes beyond PCT hikers, and that is create something. One of my personal favorite things to do when I'm on a through hike or a section hike or even going for a day hike is documenting my trip. Now, some of the things that I shoot video of and photo of, I don't ever do anything with, and I really just have it so I can personally look back at the adventure that I went on. And then obviously, because I have a YouTube channel, there are other things that I love to create and share with others. So I think it's super important to document your journey because you never know what you'll end up doing with that footage or that photo. Now, chances are if you're watching this video, you have decided to somehow document your next adventure, whether it's through video or through photo. So today I figured I would put together a list of some of the most commonly used and some of my personal favorite cameras for the trail. And don't worry, if you're not into hiking, these are also great for bike touring and really any other adventure that you're going to go on in the outdoors. All right, so first off, getting started in taking photos and videos can be a bit of an investment, especially when you're talking about certain cameras and tripods and drones and gimbals and all of the fun toys that you can play with when you're in the outdoors to document your journey. And if you're not looking at putting a bunch of money up front to get into something that you don't really know if you're going to be into, one of the best cameras that you can start with is, well, it's in most of our pockets, and that is a cell phone. Today's cell phones have some of the greatest cameras that have ever been put in any piece of technology. So most of us have a camera sitting in our pocket already. And if you're going out on a hike or a bikepacking trip or a climbing trip or anything, chances are you're probably going to be bringing this along with you anyways, so why not start here? Now, there are a ton of long distance hikers that are also YouTube vloggers that have used something like the iPhone as their main camera to record their vlogs from their hike. And not only is it great for taking photos and videos, but there are a ton of apps that you can download onto your phone for editing that you can do while you're out on the trail so you can get your media uploaded and to people a lot faster. Now, I personally have never shot video with a cell phone while out on a trip. However, about 95% of the photos that I take from my hikes are on this bad boy. So if you're just getting started, the iPhone or really any cell phone with a camera today is going to be amazing for what you need to do. So let's say you've been doing a lot of stuff on your phone, but maybe you want to step up a little bit. Maybe you just want a designated camera for the trail so you can use your phone as, well, a phone, a way to look at your hiking app. So you want something that's going to run on its own battery and be its own thing. Well, the next step up would be something like an action camera. Now, this guy in specific is the GoPro Session 4, and this is the camera that I used on the Appalachian Trail in 2016 to film all of my videos. It's lightweight, it's compact, it's waterproof, it has a built-in microphone. I mean, look at this thing. It's nice and small, it fits in your pocket, it's not gonna take up a lot of weight. And the great thing is if I go on some other type of an adventure, like say I'm gonna go scuba diving, well, this thing can also go underwater, so it makes it a great multi-purpose adventure camera. Now, they're not exactly the best for photos, but if you're just wanting to shoot some really decent video, most of these guys can also shoot in 4K and have an awesome app where you can upload it straight to your phone and edit while you're out on your trip. Now, there are a lot of adventure media creators that use something like the GoPro, and my buddy Redbeard in specific actually uses the Sony action camera. It shoots in 4K, it has pretty decent sound, and again, it's self-contained, it's small, and he doesn't have to have a bunch of extra equipment. So that's definitely one to check out because it's done pretty well for him. All right, so let's say that you've used the cell phone and you've used the action camera, and they do pretty damn well. However, you want to step it up just a little bit more. You want to get a little bit more of a cinematic video or a professional photo. The next category would be the point and shoot camera. Now, over the last handful of years, camera companies have really stepped up their game in making the point and shoot camera. It used to be just a point and shoot camera was something that you put in your pocket, you went on vacation, and you took photos of, say, Mount Rushmore or Universal Studios or something like that. Today's point and shoot cameras are awesome. With having features like 4K video, stabilization, a flip-up selfie screen, being able to shoot in slow motion, and a ton of other features packed into a really small package. So for that aspiring ultralight hiker that also wants to have a little bit more of a professional look, point and shoot cameras can be a great option. Now, one of the most popular point and shoot cameras that a lot of hikers use out on the trail is the Sony RX100. They've made a ton of different versions of it, and it's one of the top shelf cameras. Super lightweight, super compact, and has amazing features. Now, personally, I am not a Sony guy. I've always been a Canon guy, and the camera that I have used exclusively for almost the past 2 years is the Canon G7X Mark II. If you've watched my Arizona trail videos from 2017, if you watched my PCT Thru hike series this year, this is the camera that I used to shoot everything. It has a great cinematic look to it. It has an awesome flip-up screen, so when I'm on the trail and I need to do kind of a narration, I can talk to the camera, I can see what I'm shooting. The built-in microphone on this camera is pretty decent, and I just overall can't say enough good things about the Canon G7X. Now, the Sony RX100 and the Canon G7X are definitely some of the most popular ones out on the trail, but there are a ton of different point and shoot cameras that will do an excellent job at capturing your video or your photos while you're out there. So do your research, find out what kind of budget that you have to play with and what is going to meet your needs the best. And then the next camera category that I have that I would really suggest using on the trail is something that I personally recently stepped up to, especially with the upcoming documentary of the Arizona Trail that I'll be shooting next February, and that is a mirrorless camera. So just like the point and shoot cameras, it's a nice small package. Now, sure, it is definitely bigger than the point and shoot, but the big upgrade to this is being able to switch out lenses and use different things on the trail. As much as I love that Canon G7X, there were multiple times that I was out on the PCT that I was wanting to take a particular shot. I wanted a little bit more of a wider angle. I wanted to get a little bit more in depth on something. So having something like a mirrorless camera probably would have suited my needs a little bit better because I love having different options. And well, I'm a tech geek. I love playing with things. I love having different lenses. I love having different filters. I love having a mic. That's just me. And maybe you're that way too. Now, the amazing thing in the past 2 years are all of these camera companies have put a lot of effort into building amazing mirrorless cameras. Now, the camera that I recently switched to is the Canon M50, which is an awesome micro 4/3 camera. It can shoot in 4K video. It has built-in image stabilization, so your footage isn't all shaky when you're walking down the trail, and it has a flip-out screen so I can still get those selfie narration shots. So this has been a really awesome camera for me, and I'm still kind of in the middle of testing and really learning it on the trail, but this is something that I was really happy to step up from, going from the action camera to the point and shoot to now the mirrorless. Now, obviously it's heavier, it's definitely bulkier. However, if you're wanting that really professional pro look on the trail, say you're planning on filming a small documentary, or you want to just take some amazing photos, this is definitely a great option. Now, another really popular mirrorless camera that I have seen a ton of hikers use on the trail is the Panasonic G7. And one of my favorite examples of that is my buddy Nemor, who over the past year has been shooting, in my opinion, some of the best trail videos here on YouTube. Now, Panasonic has been making some amazingly priced cameras for what they have. And what Nemor has been able to do with one of those budget entry-level Panasonic mirrorless cameras has totally blown my mind. So there are a ton of really great cameras out on the market that are perfect for the trail, and it really all depends on you. You know, it depends on if you're a beginner and you don't want to buy any extra camera gear, if you're trying to go for an ultralight package but still get some really nice results, or if you're really trying to step your game up and go a little bit more professional because you plan on doing something with that media in the future. So really look at your budget, look at what's going to suit your needs the best, and go for what you need. Now, I'll put a list of all the cameras and all the suggestions that I gave today down below if you want to check those out and get a little bit more information about that. Regardless of what camera that you choose to go with, what you can afford, or how you plan to use it, the important thing is to get out there, enjoy yourself, and if you can, document your journey. As I explained in the video from a couple weeks ago, even if you don't plan on sharing it with others, if you have no desire to create a YouTube channel or start an Instagram account, at least document it for yourself, because chances are in the future you'll want to look back at that time in your life. But I would personally like to inspire all of you to get out, document your journey, and create something to share with others so you can inspire them to get out and do the same. If you haven't had a chance yet, go over and check me out on Instagram. I'm posting a ton of photos lately of the amazingly beautiful place that I am right now for the winter, so go check those photos out. If you found any value in this video, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and as always guys, thanks for watching.